And you wanted this man's attention, you know what I mean? And Drake never gave it to him. All right. Which in hindsight, I realized how smart it was. Let me go ahead and play this clip from back in 2013.
But here's what's funny about you and Kendrick Lamar. It's like people forget you had him on Take Care. You had him on Buried Alive. You talked about a meeting that you guys had where you kind of was schooling him on the game. And there's a great line about how he realized he's the same age as you, and it made him rude and impatient. So it's almost like it's very foreshadowing. You know, he ended up making a great record, Good Kid, Mad City. Just the connection.
Phenomenal album, by the way. Phenomenal album. Yeah, round of applause.
And then now he takes a competitive stance with a verse like Control. And then you said that, you know, he's not murdering you in any platform. But, you know, that's where that rivalry, that's where people want to try to build. That's if you want to try to build a rivalry. Like, what's your take on that? Do you feel like that they're trying to create a competition that he's not on your level because of your accomplishments? Like, do you feel like they're trying to hype this up and elevate it too much?
So you know what? That look that Drake gave him when that smile, that's a genuine like. Are you guys serious? Like, are you like? Because at this point. And this is what it is in terms of the Black community. You know what I'm saying? And Angry Man made a brilliant point about the reason why Drake doesn't understand any of this stuff or doesn't understand how niggas think is because he had a white mother, and white mothers raise their children differently. They treat their sons differently. And pardon me. And he always makes this parallel or his comparison about his he always talks about his cousin who had a white mother, right? And he told another story the other day about how he had did something he wasn't supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? And his mother called him, and his mother called him to the kitchen and yelled for him to come, you know what I'm saying? And so Angry Man says, you know, he goes to go be nosy, go peek around the corner and see if he got a whooping or not, right? And then when he go around the corner, they in the kitchen, and he's sitting down having a snack, and his mother's explaining to him why he shouldn't do what he's doing. And it made me really think about how do great people come about mostly in terms of how do the people who have done the best are usually people who come from parents who have done very well or done pretty well. Because you learn how to do well. Because honestly, real talk, that whole stereotype of the drug addict, the rich drug addict kid, I'm sure it happens, but more than likely, like, nah, like, yo, having assistance and having support from your family and whatnot, like, no, that makes it the way the next generation can do very well. Because my generation and my family and whatnot, we all drive nice cars. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, you know, my mother and my aunt and my uncle, they didn't always have that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Or we're all on the way to making nice money. You know what I mean? And we're going to be making more money than the generation before us, and so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. But anywho, one thing that you gotta learn is when someone's not rocking with you and when someone's attacking you. All right. Drake was oblivious to the point where he put that verse from Kendrick on his album. Like Drake's his perception of Kendrick, he never perceived Kendrick as a threat. Because and I've had to do this before. I've had to realize, oh, okay, you know, you actually are hating on me. This is not like you don't have to do any of this. Like, this is not necessary right now. Real quick, heads up. I'm not doing. I'm going to do the wall. The wall is real, John. Tomorrow because I gotta be more strict about going to bed. So just heads up, in case you watch the entire video, I will upload the full John. I keep forgetting to upload the live version so you guys can get the full the full John. But anyway, like I was saying, in terms of not understanding, so I've had to do that, and I had to come to a realization of when niggas is never going to relate to you, and they just never, you guys never going to have that kind of relationship, and you got to really realize, yo, you have to get around your peers, all right? Because shit will always be awkward when mentally you guys are not on the same level, or you guys don't think about things the same. You know what I'm saying? And you're gonna always be in this position where this person has to take shots at you and take digs at you and whatnot because they don't know how to interact with you and they don't know how to say, yo, I love you. I love how you do what you do. I love your style. They can't say that. And listen, and that's the challenge. But what it results in is you wearing your spirits. Listen, abuse is like wear and tear on your spirit. It literally will break you. One of the greatest things that's happened to me is me getting away from all my exes. No matter how the relationship went. I'm sorry, how the relationship went. None of my exes or women I used to talk to, I never feel like, damn, I wish I could talk to them, or I wish they were still here. I may, can think of certain times I had with that person and whatnot, but I recognize the opportunity. And again, more men, whether women like hearing it or not, the men are realizing that they are the prize. and not just certain men, no, in general. A man is an asset for any woman. Even a substandard man. You know what I'm saying? Just having another person around, just having emotional support, having support with the finances, having support with y'all having children, y'all raising the kids together, having support with the household. I'm like, yo, and just sharing the load. Pause. Because where I'm in now, I'm like, damn, and I love being alone, but I understand for my life to move forward, I have to share. And eventually I can get a bigger space. You know what I'm saying? Because right now I'm in the 2-bedroom. I'm like, yo, let's say if I had a girlfriend, right? And she wanted to move in here, right? Like, yo, I'll be able to move my studio into my sunroom and all that. And he can still have everything the way that he want to have it and everything, you feel me? And he still got enough room to have TV, bed, dresser, just all that stuff, in his room. You know what I mean? And not only that, but we would be upgraded, you feel me? But you have to sacrifice on what to get something. But anywho, it's really important for your friendships, man. And I heard Eric, man, he was quoting David Carroll, and he said, I only debate my peers. All right. And I'm like, yo, and you also got to realize when you're not interacting with a peer. And I had to realize that with a lot of niggas I was arguing with, I'm like, we're not really actually peers. We're not really the same. We don't really do the same thing. And as soon as I put myself next to you and put myself in a position to be compared to you and whatnot, now I'm vulnerable to your subjectiveness, to your opinion. All right, because especially if you get around other people who are, and again, it's not always intentional. You know what I'm saying? But it can happen when people just, again, let's say for my example, rappers, right? Understandably so, we are very competitive, and this is how rappers think, right? If a rapper, if he knows you at all, if you're not actually on the radio or on basically popping and stuff like that, and even if you are a rapper that's really serious and whatnot, yo, he will be critiquing every single part of your record and every single part of your rap. You know what I mean? Whether or not it's actually good. You know what I mean? And it's important for us to know if shit is actually good. But what can happen is when you're dealing with someone who has actual proof, is showing actual proof in terms of being able to get some motion, and you don't got no motion or don't have the same, yeah, all artists can be jealous of someone more successful. Also, he had to play the position of Drake became very successful, before him, and he had to deal with hearing this nigga songs and hearing how much his girl loved his records and whatnot. You feel me? While he's still on the come up, and he dead broke, he carried that with him. Now again, gratitude is learned. A righteous man can be appreciative of when the man does something for him. But men do have an inclination. Men do have a need and want to do things for themselves. And they like, for example, I've needed a lot of different kinds of assistance over the last year or so. And I'm very fortunate to have people in life that support me. And I've had so many alley-oops, so many favors, so many different things and stuff like that. And it is things that I do for people myself. And when you're a person who helps people, it could be weird to be in a position of needing help. You know what I mean? But also, I was smart enough to know that, yo, I need help. I wish I would have sought out more help and everything. But I'm so used to helping myself that it was tough to realize, nah, nigga, you're in a tough spot right now. You got to move a little differently. You know what I mean? Until you can get to where you're trying to get to. You understand? But anywho, an angry man told this story about these brothers he knew and how the older brother took care of the younger brother and provided for him, helped him,